Welcome, family. Welcome, everybody. Melted Red Brick University, the Eagle Eye Crew, the Nest. This platform provided by Spartan Red, Laughing Eagle, 007 Dread. Thank you, brother. We hope you're feeling well today, doing better, and watching and resting, and hope to see you soon. Crew, there you are, family. There you are. We got Drake in the house. We got Melted Inverted Realm. We got Red Bricks. We got Desmond Anthony. We got Mr. Beast Fan. And we got many more coming in. We got Drake. Brick love, everybody. One love to you and yours. I hope you're having a great day today. It's hot as hell here today. It is so humid out there. It's like breathing syrup. It was like 85 before noon, and it's getting hotter. So I hope you are nice and comfortable where you're at. And relaxed and chilling in here to the Sunday Easy. And here we are again. Welcome again. Me, Meltology Inc., Fervent Heat up here in the Nest to bring it again. And yeah, kind of down for a week. Been working my ass off, man. They got me 9 to 10 hour days. Wow. Yeah, man. You know how it is. You know, crew. That grind will get you where you're at, wear you out and want more. But yeah, here I am again. And I got the next couple of days off, so I'm looking forward to getting the Sunday Easy in today, and hopefully one tomorrow. I might set that up tomorrow if I can find my time to do it. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome all you new subs out there into Melted Red Brick University. Welcome. We're the tip of the spear and the shield of truth in Meltology. We've been around for a while, and we've done many streams on Meltology. And had many Meltologists up here breaking down the evidence, because that's what we call it, the evidence. So we're going to get into that, but I'm going to get into the chat a little bit here. Red Bricks, brick love to you, one love to you and yours, and especially your brother. I do hope that he's fine. He's resting comfortably, and they're taking care of him, and he recovers and recoups well. And brick love, one love to you and your family. So, and that goes for everybody out there. You know, you got family members, you got friends that are ill, that are under the weather, that are struggling right now. Light and love their way. And, you know, that's important. You know, family, friends that we've had forever. You know, as adults, we get into differences of opinions and things, and sometimes there's a falling out. But you know what? And I guarantee this, and I know this for me. You know, I look at people that I have issues with today, and I remember 40 years ago when we were children, and those issues weren't there. And the only thing we were interested in is adventure, fun. And that's where I like to take myself now when I start feeling a little or angst against somebody. I try to overcome that and reflect back when everything was innocent. And that kind of helps me get through some of these things. And hopefully, you know, if you can do that, it'll help you get through. And then maybe there will be some resolution, because it's never too late to resolve things until it's too late. And we don't have these people with us anymore. So with that in mind, one love to everybody out there, and spread the one love. Spread the one love. That's what's going to overcome the love. So welcome everybody out there. Joachim, how you doing, brother? Good to see you up in here, man. Tartarian Meltdown. We have Mark. I think we had Mark in here. I'm not sure. Might have seen him. Mr. Beast Fan. Gaz. Hey, yo, Gaz. Brick love to you, brother. And yeah, we're going to get into some melt here. And you know what, man, I've been, you know, when I can find the time, when I get off of work and before I pass out, I just love to scan the YouTube, and I love to scan the Facebook, and I just love to see all the Meltology out there, man. Whatever camp you're in, if you're spreading Meltology, man, brilliant. Good stuff, man. That's what we do. That's what we do as Meltologists, man. We try to wake people up, man. We do. We try to show them the evidence that we've all been just glossing over our whole lives. You know, it's been in our face our whole lives. And now, you know, us older generation, we're seeing it and just kind of kicking ourselves that we didn't see it. But we do see it now and we're investigating it and we're spreading meltology. And you younger generation out there, you are just grabbing that melted brick ball and running with it, man. There's so much good shit out there. You got Desmond Anthony out there throwing up some great stuff. You got so many more out there putting up great meltology picks, flicks, spliffs, joints, whatever you want to call them. You're lighting them and throwing them out there for everybody to puff, pass on, man. And that's a good thing because that's how we wake people up. And, it's great. It's great to see. And, and that's what we're here for. Melted Red Brick University is to spread this melted message and to get people to wake up. And, we get a lot of naysayers. We get a lot of blah, blah, blah. And we've had that from the get-go. Mark and Joachim will tell you that. They've had their share of trolls and shills and stuff. But see, the thing is, when you go into a platform and you're new into a platform like this, Melted Red Brick University, you're curious. And we get that. We understand that. And there's many camps out there to enjoy and to follow and to be part of. And it's great that people are part of many of them, especially, with us as well. But when you come up here into Melted Red Brick University, we're kind of unique in the sense that, we have guidelines that we followed for a long time. And those guidelines were you had to answer a question to get into Melted Red Brick University. And I turned away thousands of people because they weren't answering the question. They weren't answering the questions and they weren't reading the guidelines. In the guidelines, it specifically states what we're about and what we try to keep out of this forum. And that's religion. We do touch on religion as far as the deception goes. We don't want government up in here, but we do kind of talk on government because of the stuff that's going on. But, that's just banter between us all. That's just chit chat. It's the common knowledge that we all deal with every day. And when we talk about that kind of stuff, it's on that level. But when it gets into meltology, okay, there's no room for petrification. There's no room for sedimentary layers. There's no room for abnormal grain growth. There's no room for tectonic plate shift. There's no room for the ball earth heliocentric model. Okay, there's no room for that. We don't do that. So if you're new up here in Melted Red Brick University, please keep that in mind. In the past, I've been very stringent and just block you. I just block you. But what I've done is I've opened the doors, opened the nest, if you will, for Melted Red Brick University. And we're taking everybody right now. We're taking everybody right now because the curiosity is out there and the interest is everywhere. And we want people to follow us and see what we're about and to come up in here. So instead of turning you away, we're just going to accept you. But if you go against our guidelines and you bring in all this stuff that we said, we don't do up here, I'll just block your post. And then if you do it again or get an attitude about it, we'll just help you find your way out. Okay. And that'll be pretty quick. And we're not doing it to be mean. We're doing it because, listen, we've built this platform and many up here in the nest, many crews sitting right now in the nest have helped build this, been right beside me right here doing this. And, we faced many, like I said, trolls and all that, naysayers, bots, whatever. We just don't have time for you. We suggest that you go do your research, educate yourself a little bit, and then try to come back later. We want people up here with critical thinking ability. We want people out here, up in here that see things just are not right from what they've been told. And that's who we're looking for. We want questions. We do. Questions spark, keep us on our trek, on our path to what we're looking for. And helps us educate each other and learn more. And that's what we're about. Okay. So welcome everybody out there. Again, I'm Fervent Heat Meltology Inc. back up in here. Spartan Red is resting and recovering right now. And again, he'll be back up in here when he feels like he can do that. And we're looking forward to that. Sandra Boys, good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Brick Love, one love to you and yours. Melted Inverted Realm up there. Indeed. Am I preaching, Joachim? Am I preaching, Joachim? No, I don't think I'm preaching. I think I'm just going on like I do. I just go on what's on the top of my head, and I just let her fly, man, because that's how I am. I'm unpredictable as fuck, and you know that, Yoko. You know that. So, no, I'm not preaching, brother. I'm just speaking my mind, man, because many are out there are afraid to do that anymore. Speak your mind. Afraid of ridicule. I'm not. You know that. So, yeah, we're going to get into some melt here. I just wanted to get that off my chest this morning and get on with some melt here. So here we go. Let's see what are mountains people caused by. Yeah, man. So we're going to get into some melt here, and I've got my phone on so I can read the chat, and you can ask me questions, and I'll answer while I'm in my evidence. But yeah, we're going to get right into this here. And I sent one leak out today, and if that person grabs it, I hope they do. Come on back in, and I'll bring you into the nest. So without further ado, let's do this. Let's spark this one and get her going. So here we go. And I'm going to bounce around today. I got some time on my hands, so I'm going to get into some evidence that I just saw and snapped to bring up here, and then we'll get into the page a little bit. But, you know, when we come up on this one picture, and I posted this picture of evidence about a week ago, I think it was, and when we get to that pic, and if you're in Melted Red Brick University and you've seen that pic, we'll break it down together, and I can't wait to do that. Because I saw a lot in that pic, and it was just fascinating. Can't wait to get to it. So for you out there new in Melted Red Brick University, we're going to show some evidence here that are pretty basic for the crew, for the Salty Eagle Eye crew out there. But I want to touch on these just to show you what we're talking about here. We got a piece of evidence right here. And now this is a habitable building. You can tell. Refurbished on the outside. They got the wood decking out there. Looks pretty good, man. Looks pretty good. You know, they're living out of it and stuff like that. But what we're talking about is the foundation for it. The foundation for it. Because every building has to have a foundation. In fact, every person has to have a foundation for that. But look at the bottom of this. Now, we'll start at the top. Let's just do this. We'll just get right to it. We'll start at the top. This is red brick. Agree? This is a red brick structure, and people are living out of it. Yes. In fact, there they are right there. See them? Yeah. Now, doesn't something look different or odd about this building right here? If you notice, the brick starts getting really weird looking when you start getting down right here. And as we go down this building, we can see the texturing starting to change on this brick. We can see the texturing starting to change on this brick. And it starts really changing in certain spots. And as we go down further, we can really start to see it change now. See it? See the state of matter changing? We've got different. And instead of brick, now we got block. We got red block. We got brick block. And we got balloon rock starting to pop out over here. And scorching going on over here. We go to the other side, we can really start to see it to disintegrate and fall apart. And what we like to describe as melted as fuck. And as we go down further, we start seeing that this building starts to take on mountain features. Just a second. Starting to see mountain features, because that's what geologists call this realm, is mountains. And we can see it blend in with the vegetation down here. And we can see part of an arch being lost in the melt. This wall expanded and cut the arch off. So how do we explain this? Well, geologists have not explained it, won't explain it, won't touch it. Structural engineers are just as baffled. But, because you would think that people with such esteemed degrees would have more of a critical thinking about them. Most of us learn off what we call the process of elimination. You see something and you can't figure it out. So what you start doing is whittling away at what you think it is. And if it doesn't fit the evidence, then you toss it out. So tectonic plates. Let's just look at this right here. Tectonic plates. Nah. Erosion? Anybody? Erosion? No, don't think so. Abnormal grain growth. Let's just see. Wow, that's some fucking abnormal grain growth right there. I really don't think that's abnormal grain growth either. So, when you start whittling away at the things that you don't fit the evidence, what you start coming up with is what we like to describe as meltology. Because that's the only explanation that fits the evidence that we see. Now, we can agree right here, this is not a fucking natural geological feature. And we can see it's an actual building, a construct, if you will. Now, something looks really fucking weird about this construct. Don't you agree? And if we look at the bottom, the whole thing just looks weird. But, let's start at the left. And we start at the left here and we go to the right. We can see that things just aren't the same. There's the left. And as we go to the right, we start seeing the state of matter really changing. And we can start seeing this ballooning, this expansion coming off this wall. And it travels all the way down to the other side of this building, this construct. And we can see how it changed the state of matter in this building, and it disintegrated out and melted off of itself. In fact, we describe the event that did this as the X Factor event. And when we describe the X Factor event, what we say and what the evidence shows is this electrical heat energy of an imaginable size come from the bottom up and melted everything from the inside out. Now, the evidence supports this, because if you look once again, we can see the right side does not look like the left side. And what we see is the state of matter changing and expanding and ballooning up and out. We see it. It's obvious. This side to this side. And when we look over here at this expansion that just ate this building out, we can see parts of this wall right here in the front. Look. The texturing of it. We can still see some sort of renditioning, some sort of piece of the structure here in the melt, in the expansion. We can almost see detail of what used to be there in the expansion. And you can see it just popping out. The whole foreground coming towards us. The whole thing is melt. And this is a great piece of evidence to wake people up to meltology because it's so damn obvious. It's so obvious. Yeah, Drake, they ain't going to build that, and they know that. You can't build like that, man. You can't. So we're showing you this event did happen, and this is real evidence. Like this. This is an up close and personal of some internals that melted away, melted out from underneath the structure that's above it. And if you look real close, you can see the rock curtain coming over the top, the expansion just ballooning out over the top of the bottom here. And you can see underneath details in the structure coming out with the expansion over the internals underneath here. Red brick, all structure up in here, all of it. This is even structure. These were not carved. And you know, the narratives out there are out there to distract you. They got so many people out there thinking that these things were carved. They weren't carved because if you were to carve them, they certainly wouldn't look like that. You can tell the straight line here, the right angle here. This used to be a door. It's all now expanded out, and the definition is lost in the door. And you can see that. And you can see that in the arch right here, too. In the opening right here, too. You can see the expansion coming out of this aperture back in here, which is inside of this aperture here. So these are the internals of this structure, what's left of the structure, because the rest of it is gone. These were in the building at one time. And you can see down here at the bottom, the floor plans of the building and the chunks of the building flowing out with the melt, disintegrating out with the melt right here. Here's one. See it? You can see the brick block in that. You can see the C14 still in that. This part of the structure that's no longer there. This is just what's left of the structure. And again, these are the internals of the structure. These were once inside the building. Now they're not. And you can see this door, whatever back in here, melted into it as well. See it? So there's no other way to describe this. This was a heat energy, an electrical heat energy. It came from the bottom up, inside out. See? Internals of a building right here. Now, how do you do that? All you big brain, 6-digit figured academia out there with your vacation homes and your nice cars. How do you do that? Do you build like that? How do you build like that? Come on now. You make enough money, you should be able to answer this shit. How do you do that? Look at that wall. Started out brick, went brick block back here, expanded out into bricks twerking back in here, and then it really got going funky psychedelic back in here. Look at the state of matter. Look at the transitioning. Look at the differentials in that right there. You don't build like that, man. You can't build like that. These things are fused and welded together, man. These things are fused and welded together. Look at the top up here. Look at the state of matter up in here, man. And this is what we do in Melted Red Brick University. We break down the evidence, we show the evidence, and we ask questions. Another inside of an internal of a melted structure. The internals of a melted structure. Let's do something. Let's pop it a little bit. Let's pop it a little bit. Let's do this. Let's go way in here and see these balloon rocks right here. See these right here? Let's do this. There we go. There we go. There's the internals of this melted structure right here. Yes, and we do mean melted structure because down below we have an arch. See it? An arch. Disintegrated down onto itself, melted down onto itself. You can see the rubble underneath it here. In fact, you can see the expansion and the melt right here. Look at that. You can see it melting. You got brick in here, melting, expanding, flowing over here, and dripping over here. We got scorching right here. We got balloon rocking going on right here. And this is all red brick. And this is the signature of the X Factor event right here. The scorching, the color differentials, the brick, the balloon rock, all intermixed with each other because it was building. It was the structure changing its state of matter in an instant. This event happened very quickly and very dramatically. The internals just expanded and ate out all definition of inside this structure right here. The only thing we have left is the arch down below and a little bit of the aperture back in here where we started, showing the heat damage all the way through. Alex Fletcher, Brick Love to you. Good to see you up in here, man. Brick Love, man. Who else we got? Got more coming in. So here we go. Melted structure. And what we see here to the right, we have obviously an arch, a window, and the building, the brick around it, showing that this is a structure. And you know, we see down here underneath this, we see that the rest of the building is down here as well. See it? So what's all this about? Above it. What's all this about then? Because they didn't come in. Why would you come in and build an arch and a window and a wall right here, and then you build all this underneath stuff down here? First off, how are you going to do that? And second of all, why? And then you got to ask yourself the question, well, is this a mountain or is this a building? Well, it's a mountain of buildings. How's that one? It's a mountain of melted buildings, because that's a better definition of it right there. It's a mountain of melted buildings. Because see, look, here's some more of the building getting enveloped in the melt. An arch right here, see it? See it? See it getting lost in the melt? The pancaking, the layering going on? So this lets us know through process of elimination, this whole damn thing is the building, and these are just pockets of survival that was left in the melt. Pockets of survival of the remaining structure that was left in the melt. See? Look inside of it here. This is the same pic. Here's the window. Here's the wall. Here's the arch. Here's the rock curtain, the expansion over it here. And look in the middle of the arch. We got the internals of the building right there, and it's the same thing. Look at the block going on, the disintegration, the expansion. Look how it welds in right here to the arch. And we can see back in there, there's more structure melted out back in there. More of the building melted out back in there. So when we bring all the evidence together, we start to get a better understanding or comprehension of what we're looking at. Our mind is able to start rewiring itself, if you will, from your indoctrination, because your indoctrination is going to tell you to walk on by, nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. Your indoctrination is not going to let your mind ask the questions that it needs to. So when you get into meltology, you really have to rewire yourself as far as your thought process goes, and your critical thinking ability, how sharp it is, because you really got to start getting down to the nitty gritty with this stuff. Geology is all indoctrination, and it's covering up, or has tried to cover up, the true sense of what these so-called land features are, mountains, all that. We're breaking through the indoctrination. We're trying to open your mind, alter your thought processes on what you're looking at, and giving you the real explanation of what we see. And we can say this because we follow the evidence. The evidence tells us. We don't tell. We show you the evidence, and then your thought processes take over. And that's how meltology is supposed to work. Look, if you're out there trying to wake people up to meltology, the best way to do that is show them the evidence, and then let their mind get into it and ask themselves the questions. Because they got to work it out on their own. As we see here, we can show many people this, and they're really not going to get too interested in it because their thought processes haven't been stimulated enough to comprehend what they're looking at. They're going to go back to the old narrative that they were chiseled or they were carved, because that's what academia has taught us forever now. Meltology is showing us that they are liars. So if they're lying about this realm, why are they lying about this realm? Why would they do such a thing? Why would they go through such great efforts, so many generations, to manipulate the thought processes and try to distract and disorient us from what the truth really is? Why would they do that? Because you would think somebody out there with a master's degree in geology or structural engineering would look at this right here and shat themselves, because they would not be able to explain it through their standard way of thinking. Because this evidence that we're showing blows geology out of the water. Just like this one. Structure. We all agree with that right here. It's a damn building. Look at this column. Look at that shit. Look how it buckled right here. See how it comes down off of this up here? And look at the melt going on in this. And then look at the buckling spot right here. How does that happen? They didn't carve it. They didn't build it that way. This was a pre-existing structure that got melted out and electrified. Look at where this column comes in and supports these two arches right here. Look at that shit, man. Look at that. Look how it splits right here. Look at the melt going on from this side to this side. This looks like this just disintegrated out right here. You can see it. This one's like getting so hot. It's like, anybody ever seen a burnt piece of wire and you got the insulation on it that's burned off, and you can see how it indents back into the metal? This is kind of what that looks like, man. It looks like this just got heated up and it just fucking melted out. Melted out right there. Look at that shit. And this just melted out along with it too. This went into a little bit more scorching up here. This one just got fried out, cooked out. You can see the white in it, and it just disintegrated out. This one sat there, fucking twisted, turned, went scorchy, and just melted off of itself right there. And you can see down at the bottom, man, look at that. Look at that. Inside of a melted building. These are the internals of the structure. The rest of the building is gone. And right here, you can still see some stucco. Look at the state of matter changing over here. Look at that. Expansion, very cooked out. All this white stuff was very hot. It was hot. It was the hottest part of this. All this white was like flowing off of this right here. Just melting out off of this right here. Well, make sure you put some jacks underneath that van there, Joachim. Be safe, man. Look at this one, man. If you're new out there, explain this. Explain this. See, what you're calling is a hillside or a mountain. Here's the building. It's a building. You can see the structure on the top. You can see the expansion underneath. You can see the state of matter changing once again. Okay. You can see down here. Here's the rest of the building. These were attached to this. Where's the rest of the building? The rest of the building's right here. There's the rest of the building right there. It's all churned out brick ash, not mud, brick ash, because that's what happened. These buildings went up, electrified, and pulverized out with the heat. It's evidence. It's right there in front of us, man. It is right there in front of us. And we've been showing this forever now. And don't forget to block your tires, Joachim. Whenever you get underneath the car, you got your jacks, but make sure you put blocks in the front and back tires. I mean, look at this melt. Come on, man. And, we do get exasperated after a while with the naysayers and stuff because, I mean, if you take this evidence right here and you say, look, here's a building, and somebody says, no, that's not. Well, what are you supposed to respond with? Well, what the fuck are the doors doing in there? Right? People will get defensive when you call these structures for what they are because they don't look normal. They don't look normal. So a lot of people's thought processes can't handle that. So they got to get aggressive and adversarial. And we're just trying to show them the fucking building. All right. We're just trying to show the evidence. People get hostile when their thought processes get challenged, when their comfort zone gets challenged, when they have to do some fucking critical thinking in their brain and their indoctrination is keeping them from doing that. That's when you start getting hostility, is because they're lashing out because they can't explain it. You're showing them, but they can't comprehend it. Thus, the hostility. Thus, the attacks, the name calling. We're meltologists. We're critical thinkers. We don't believe the mainstream narratives. They are liars when it comes to these structures. And we call them out on it and have been from the get-go. Well, Joachim, you can go down to some of these you pull it places, they're called. They're like scrap yards that let you pay a fee. Go in and find the same make and model of your car, and you can go in and yank the parts that you need right off of it for a lot cheaper, man. Might give that a shot. Look at this one. Look at the walls up top. Look at the ballooning going on. It's structure. It's obviously structure. And they weren't dry stacked and all that shit, okay? This is what's remaining of the structure. And where's the rest of the structure? Well, it's right here underneath it. Look. We got the same balloon rocking going on. We got, look at the disintegration of the building, right? And then we go down underneath and we got the expansion and the internals of the structure right there. See them? Look at the side wall in here. It's all cooked out. Look at that. Look at the floor in there. Look at the melt going on right here. Look at that shit. Thank you, Drake. Yeah, we got another mountain here. You can see it. You can see the trees and the grass and everything up on top of your mountain here or your hill. But when we get down to the bottom of your mountain or your hill, it stops being a mountain, and now it starts being a fucking melted building because look at the ground. Look at that, man. And that's leading up to this. Where, I mean, look at that. How'd they do that? Who came in and poured that and laid that? Nobody. That's melted right there. That is melted and fused into the structure coming down here, into all of this back in here. Look at that. Look at this right here. Straight edge coming here, and look how it just warped it out and melted it out right here. Look. Look down at the bottom. Look at the state of matter changing right there. Look at the scorching going on, the bubbling, the texture going on. Just ate it out over here. Look at that, all scorched out and just melted off right here, leaving it exposed right in here. So when you look at the evidence, you got to take in the whole pic. Look at the texture on this wall. Look at that. When we say expansion, this is what we mean. Look how the brick expanded and bubbled up off this wall. Look at that. Look at the texturing right here, man. Look at the texture on that. So when we say these are melted from an electrical heat energy from the inside out, we mean it. And, you know, we see these features all over. And you know, and we've seen these through documentaries, news feeds, all of this in the Holy Land, if you will, or these places in the Middle East that are very sacred, if you will. Okay, we see a shot of this person right here. Their religious narrative is not letting their mind comprehend what they're fucking touching or looking at. Okay, they're thinking some fucker 1,000 some years ago built this thing. They're not comprehending what they're looking at, what the texture is, the expansion coming off of it. It's a definite structure. But how do you build like that? You don't. And you can see it's definitely heat damaged from the texturing, man. Anybody ever got a blister before and it bubbles up off your arm? Same thing. This thing was so hot it was bubbling off of itself, and it shows it. It shows it, man. No other explanation for the condition of these things. Look at this. Look at this right here. This beautiful lady right here in front of this melt. Look at the background right here. It's all structure. You can't deny it because it's right there. There's a door. There's right angles. Look at all the heat damage. Look at all the expansion. Look how this thing slid down right here. Look. See all this mess right up in here? All this. Look at that. Ghosting internals right here. Right here. And it's pancaking down onto itself. See it? Coming down, falling forward, shoving into this piece, falling forward, shoving into this piece, and sliding down. Coming off, sinking down into itself. This big piece right here, expanding right off of this here, sinking down into itself. And this beautiful young lady right here, setting on this right down in here. Look at this. Look at the flow on that. Look how hot it got right here. Look at that. Look at the mortar snot in here. Look how hot that was. See it? Just pooling, just flowing. It's melted as shit. Still see the brick in it, man. I mean, you can see the expansion, the different right here. Look at the state of matter from right here. Red brick, look, red brick. It's fucking brick, man. To this right here. This to this, this to this. See? This to this. See the difference? This shit was hot, and it's flowing off of itself right there. You can see it, man. And then it froze. Then it cooled down rapidly and left this right here. Look at the melt behind this lady right here. Look how the state of matter changed right here. Look at that. All the way up. Building. Internals, man. Look how hot this was right here. See this column piece coming here? Look at the levels. Look at the levels in this place. One, boom, 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 all the way down. And look what it did right here. Look at that. Look at the bottom. Look at the ghosting internals right here. See them? Look back here. Look at the columns right here. Look at the arches right there, expanded from inside out. Look at the expansion coming off this right here. This was a column coming up here, column piece coming up here, arch back here, arch here. This thing was probably rode out underneath. Look at it right up in here, man. Look at the rock curtain coming off over the top of this right in here. Off of the expanded, ghosted out internals right here. Oops, hold on. Just a second, crew, trying to get my live chat back. There we go. Nice little shot right here. I like these pics. They're brilliant. They're cool. Again, famous feature right here. And again, so many narratives over the decades to explain this evidence behind here. And we have the Sphinx here, and we have the pyramid back here, and we have this beautiful young lady right here striking a pose. Pretty cool pic. Pretty cool pic. But we get down to this here, and you know, we've talked about this, the Giza plateau. Well, the pyramids and the Sphinx and all these other features are quite amazing, but what's more amazing is the plateau, because the plateau is the foundation that all this is setting on, and the plateau is part of a structure that is sank down into the fucking desert. So how big was this complex? We'll never be able to know how big it was because it's all fried out and buried in itself. These are just some pockets of survival left on top, as she's so eloquently demonstrating. This gentleman right here, up on a melt, taking some nice pictures with his zoom lens, when all he's got to do is look down at his feet, and he can see the melt. Look at the transitioning going on right there. Look how it flowed down into the structure right here. Look. I don't know what he's looking at, but I know what I'm looking at. And that's all this melt. All building back here. All expanded building back here. It sure is, man. Because look at this back here. This here, these mountains, these so-called mountains back here, it's building. See it? Look at the structure in that. You can tell. This over here used to look like this right here. This used to look like this. Look at the brick block. Look at the brick going block up in here. Look at the transitioning right here from this block to this shit. Block, brick. Look at the transitioning. How do you build like that? You don't. Look at the brick. Look at the state of matter changing in this right here. How do you build like that? Melted Red Brick University. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're new up in here, just take a minute, work it out in your mind what you're looking at right here. Obviously structure, because natural geological formations don't do this. Come on now. Or this inside of a melted building. See? Look at your transitioning right there. Left side to right side to left side. Look at that. It's not hard. It's very simple. Spartan Red has said this many times before. It's very simple. And that's kind of why we get flustered with people. It's so damn simple that they can't see it. Look at that. How do you build like that? How do you build like that? Brick Love Mark. Our Melted Reality, boots on the ground. Like, share, and subscribe. Mark Galot. Brilliant meltologist. Salty as hell. Been up here. Been with us from the get-go, from the start. Brick Love, one love to you and yours, Mark. I mean, look at the state of matter changing in that right there. Come on, man. How do you go from brick to that? Because it melted. That's why. Look at the ground. Look at the bottom. Look at all the rubble. Look at all the brick ash. That's all brick ash. That's not mud flood, because mud does not melt brick. See? For all you flat earthers out there and mud flooders out there, mud does not do this to structure. See? We're not trying to insult you, antagonize you. We're just asking you, how the hell does mud melt brick? It does not. Please think about that. Please work that out in your brain. Mud does not do this to structure. Now, when it blows up from the inside out with an electrical heat energy that just disintegrates it, it looks like this. Look at that. See? Inside of a melted structure. Look at how it went block in here. Look at the state of matter changing. Look how it's rock kerning, expanding over this right here. This right angle chunk right here. It's expanding over it. Look how it's enveloping this red brick right here. And look how it just transformed the state of matter of these red bricks into these blocks. And it shows it right there. Look, here's a signature of the X factor. Let me show you. See this white spot right here? That was hotter than the brick. That was hot. It is the brick, but that was hotter right here. In the middle where this white is right here, this was hotter than this over here, and this around here, and this up here. In fact, this cooked out. This is a signature of the electrical heat energy that ran through this. It cooked out and traveled through these structures in sporadic patterns, man. Because you got to understand, you got to comprehend something. These things were on such a massive scale, and the heat energy that went into these things and expanded them out, and buoyancy and density taking them down. As these things fell into themselves, these things increased in heat and temperature pressure inside of themselves as they collapsed. You got to think, this thing was so hot. And when it came down on itself, all that heat energy that was ballooning these buildings out from the inside out, they came down on themselves and just created more intense heat and pressure as they sank down onto themselves into the melt. Structure, obviously, when do mountains have fucking corridors through them? This is not erosion. It's not abnormal grain growth. This is all structure that was heat damaged out. Look at that. Scorched, expansion. And you can see down here at the bottom where the water is, look at how it just went rubble. This is the hottest part of the melt right down here. And we got structure in it down below. It's just rubbled out, man. What's that? Center pick. Lone survivor, Mark. Joachim, there's a lone survivor, man. See it? Lone survivor. That one melted brick that said, hell no, I won't go. I'm staying right where I'm at. I love it. I love it. Come on, mouse. Playing fuck you with me. Wait. Just a second, crew. Yeah, mountains are melted red brick buildings, man. They sure are. Ghosting, scorching. Look at the melt down here. See how this big chunk up top is collapsing down on itself? Look what it's doing down below it. This almost looks like a rendition. Hard to tell. But definitely structure, man. It was definitely structure at one time. It still is. It's just in its X-factored condition, man. Because it's all red brick structure. It's all melted structure, man. Because tectonic plates didn't do this. Erosion didn't do this. This is not abnormal grain growth. These are all terms to keep you stupid. And I snapped this evidence right here. This is out here in, oh, hell, I forget where it's at. It's out there in the melt, okay? Obviously a structure. Look, left side, right side. Structure, structure. You can see it. What's this down below? It's more building. Structure. This chunk was disintegrated out. Look, right here. See it? Look at that. It's melted out and gone. Look how hot that was, man. Look at down below it. Internals. And I love to do this. I always go for the water because the water is so overlooked and the water gives so much great detail sometimes. Now, look, we got land here, we got land here, and we got the water here, and we look down in the water, and I love to do this. I love to pop it if I can. And a lot of the stuff that we see Yeah, Brick Love Crew. Yeah, tech shit, man. Here I am flowing with my evidence and fucking tech shit. And it always happens, man. My computer's all powered up. I haven't had it on for 48 fucking hours, man. Okay. It's StreamYard, man. It's YouTube. It's whatever. You know, these platforms, these providers, these service providers, man. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong with them. As we know, here I am still up in here. Sorry for about that. I hope you've seen some of my fucking evidence that I tried to show, because I'm going right back into it. God damn it. You know, and we always get this. It's always the case. It's always the case. But we drive on. Thank you for the tech blessings, Mark. Thanks, man. I mean, there's nothing more aggravating than flowing on with your evidence and looking down and seeing you've been bumped off, man. You know, it's kind of like, but you know, you got to laugh and shrug it off. Either that or just rip your fucking computer apart and throw it against the wall. But then there's no stream. So I'll take the lesser of it and just laugh it off here and try to go on. And I hope I am. Bring up my evidence and just pause. Make sure everything catches up here. Brick Love, one love to everybody out there. Melanie, there you are, darling. Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Hope you've been well, Mel. Hope you've been well, hon. Yeah, man. Look, melted building. Young lady sitting right here on some melt. Look at that behind her here. Look at the expansion on this right here. Look at your color differentials. Look at your transitioning in this. Look at your lines, your brick lines. Look at this. Look at your scorching going on in here. Look at your internals in here. Big expansion here. This just, you can look down into the internals right here. It's not geology, it's meltology, man. It's all meltology. Look at the stairs right here she's setting on. Look at the stairs. Texture. All heat damaged. And then look right here. Look down in the bottom right corner. Look at that. Look at the state of matter right there. Look at that shit. Hot, flowing, down. We've seen this pic before many a times. She's on this slope here, and you know, look at all the statue heads. Look at all the rendition heads here. Look, here's an eagle. See it? Here's a dude's face. Here's another dude's face. What do we got back there? Oh, we got more structure back in here, ballooning out. Look over here. We have more renditions behind her. Another face here. Look over here. We got another face here, another face here. Look. All renditions, all huge statues. Where's the rest of them? Where's the rest of these statues right here? Or they just put heads up there? What's going on here? Look at how big this building is behind her. And I do mean building. It's structure. It's not a mountain. It's a building. Look how cooked out that is. Look how it just disintegrated down. And this all right here is in the flow. That's all this was. This is attached to this back here. This thing went up. This shit went down. And these heads were hanging 10 off of this melt right here and ended up as a pocket of survival of rubble and renditions right here where she's sitting. Look at the block she's sitting on. Look at that. Look at the melt. The expansion. She's standing in front of a column piece going up. Look at the expansion up behind it, and look at the structure behind her. This is all building. I love the traditional dress of people through wherever in the melt they are. I love the traditional dress. It's just absolutely beautiful. The melt she's standing in front of right here. The birds love it. Plenty of places for them to sit. Plenty of rock curtains for them to just perch on. Beautiful shot here. Beautiful little girl right here in traditional dress. Absolutely beautiful. What a wonderful little girl. Look at her. And she's standing in front of an incredible melt. Look at that. Behind her. Look at the ballooning going on. It's obviously structure. There's an arch on the right side. It's obviously structure. Look at the top. Look inside. It's all brick. It's all block. It's all expanded heat damaged building with water still coming out of it. Brick love, Sandra Boys. One love to you and yours, sweetheart. Good to see you up in here, Sandra. Eagle Eye Crew in the nest today. Look at her, man. Look at the building in front of her. Look at the texture on that. Look at the transitioning right here. Look at the melt she's on. It's all structure. Look at the building in the back. Expansion coming out here. Obviously right angle. Structure. Coming down to the foreground where she's sitting, which is part of the same structure. How do you build like that? And that's just a fraction of what's left of the building. Look at the texture of what she's sitting on. Here I am, crew, hopefully. Am I back? Fucking hell. Hello. Here I am again, hopefully. Yeah, it restarted on me. My goddamn computer restarted on me. And that happens, man. Mark's had that happen. Spartan's had that happen. I think everybody's had that happen. It must be the heat, man. It's hot as hell out there today. So sorry about that. You know how it goes, crew. You know how it goes. We've got MIR, Melted Inverted Realm, up in here. Yeah, I'm back, Yoakum. I'm back, brother. Yeah. Yeah, Brick Love crew, back up in here. And I'm going to go back into the melt, man. Go back into the evidence. Try to, anyway. Try to get through this stream without any problems, which I look like I'm having right now. Just a second, crew. Brick Love out there, just hang on a minute. We'll go back into some melt. Yeah, man, you know, you get into these streams and you get into your evidence, and when glitches start happening, man, it's just pretty aggravating. But that's the tech, man. What's most important is the melt. Hopefully, here I come, crew. Hang on. Give me a second here, crew. Loading up, loading up, loading up. Start with this one, go from here, see what we got. Hopefully. So I hope we got this one here, crew. Hope you can see it. Wait for it to pop up on my phone. Here we go. Look at the heat damage. Look at the transitioning. Look at that around her. Look at the arch. Look at the brickwork in that. How do you build like that? Again, you don't. The only other explanation, this is heat damage structure right here, and the state of matter was changing in flux around this opening, this doorway, this arch that she's entering. Yeah, am I back? Nothing's working right again. Am I here, crew? Oh, I'm back, I hope. Am I back? Can everybody hear me? Hear me, crew? Yeah, I think I'm back up in here now. My fucking mic thing is going off. Yeah, I'm back up in here finally. You know what? It is what it fucking is, man. It is what it fucking is. And we got to deal with it, or at least I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it since I got up in here and started doing this shit, man. It's the tech stuff, man. My screen's all fucking blurry right here. It's got to be StreamYard. My system's all powered up. So I don't know. You know, I'm not a tech nerd. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's going on. So, but here I am again. And I want to give Brick Love one love to everybody out there. Thank you, Drake. Thank you, Melted Inverted Realm. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Yorocom. Thank you, everybody, Mr. Beast fan, Sandra Boys, Melted Inverted Realm, all of you out there. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Trying to get up in here and do a stream again. Try to show some evidence. Having some tech issues. I'm just going to chat here a minute, crew, and get back into the melt if I can, because I don't have no time limit today. Not working today, so finally got some rest time, some downtime, and right where I want to be if I can fucking remain being here without getting kicked the hell off, man. Um, it's just part of it. You know, the main thing is, though, meltology and getting people out there, like, you know, we keep on saying, getting people to wake up, man, getting people to wake up. And we have, man. Melted Red Brick University is growing. I admitted at least 20 this morning before I even got out of my house. And more man. Fucking hell, man. What do I say, man? What the fuck do I say? Not going to repeat myself. No, man, when I'm doing this shit and my controller just stops working and my cursor starts going all over the place on its own and going to different shit, makes me think somebody's doing it. All you tech geeks out there, what's that mean? Like, when you're on your computer and you're doing, and all of a sudden you get a screen that pops up and it shows somebody on a fucking mouse going through all kinds of shit. Is that somebody hacking the system? Not getting in and fuck? Is that what they're doing? Is that it? Really wouldn't surprise me with the information that we've been giving out from the get-go, Melted Red Brick University. We've been under attack since day one, bringing forth meltology. We have. Now, I don't know whether it's my system fucking up. My system's powered up, man. Has been for a long time. Okay. So I know I got the juice. It's just that when I get into StreamYard and I start going through evidence and shit, and all of a sudden my screen freezes and my mouse starts going all over the fucking place and I ain't doing it, well, I can only make assumptions because I really don't know what's going on. Like I said, I'm not a tech fucking savvy person. We got a bunch of fuckers out there that love nothing more than to get into other people's shit and fuck with them because they're spineless fucking cowards that have nothing to do than play fuck with other people because they're pieces of shit. But that's life. That's just the people that we're around in today. But nevertheless, Brick Love, one love to everybody out there. Melted Red Brick University. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, I'm going to get back into some fucking melt here. Now, see, my mouse ain't even fucking working at all. Not even working at all. Oh, there we go. Finally. Holy shit. Yeah, there we go. I'm back. Fucking hell. Mr. Beast fan, Mystical Rockhound and Fossils. Brick Love to you. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody out there. So here I am again, and I'm just going to stop using my mouse and get into my keypad here and try to get back into some melt because that's what we're about. So thank you for sticking with me here. And let's see if we can keep this going here because I want to show some more evidence. Cheers, crew. When all else fails, spark a bowl. When all else fails, light one up. That's what helps me get through the bullshit. Yeah, man. Not how I want my streams to go, obviously, but you know, it happens. System restarting all the fucking time. But das ist das Leben, c'est la vie. Such is life. Yeah, man. Like I said before, been scanning on the YouTube, the Facebook, looking at all the melt out there, man. And like I said, so many people out there waking up to it, getting out there on it, showing it, man. That's what it's about, man. And more so for the younger generation, because the older generation, basically, they don't give a fuck right now. They're just going to sit back and enjoy what time they have left and not give a shit. So it's up to you, younger generation. It is. It is. It's up to you to pick up this melted message, get your platforms going, get your melt showing, and get out there, man, and spread meltology. Wake people up, because that's how we're going to get true change. It really is. You know, it's always distraction. It's always distraction, and that's the avenues that these controllers or whoever do, is they always get distraction going on to keep people from seeing what's really important. You know, and people feed on it, man. They feed on the distraction. They can't get enough of it. That's why they can't see meltology, man, because their mind is still wired to the deceptions. So, you know, that's why I think that it's difficult, is because so many people are just wrapped up in the bullshit out there and really not getting it. And we're trying to help them get it, but it's up to them, man. All you can do is show people the melt. You know, we've got a lot of meltologists joining, and we've got people in all over now, Nigeria, all over the realm. We got everybody. And I get asked questions, you know, well, how do we wake people up to this? We show people. Well, I've shown them. Well, that's what we do. Yeah, I'm back. At least I'm on my phone. I'm not up on my screen because this fucking shit ain't working today. Yeah, I can see myself on my phone, but my screen is black screen right here. So I'm not just waiting for it to catch up or something. StreamYard's running really jerky today, man. Just really grainy on my end. It's slow. My computer's fully functioned up, man. And I don't know, man. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe it's the internet traffic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but definitely not what I want to have happen. But that's the way it is. So thank you for hanging on, staying in the nest. You know, things get glitchy. What I might do is shut this one down and reboot this one for 5:30 tonight and do it again because I fucking can. Um, Maybe the weather will get cooler. Maybe there'll be less traffic. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I do know it's aggravating. Very, very aggravating. Yeah, I'm real grainy on my screen here. And I look real grainy on the YouTube feed on my phone as well. Um, yeah, I know, Yoakum. Uh, and it's been like this from the get go. You know, sometimes it might have been my fault, my computer not being charged enough or whatever. But like I said, this fucker's been down for 48 hours. I've been working Yeah, I'm going to call this one, crew. Come back tonight at 5:30 because it's fucking bad right here on this. I can't hardly. I'm so fuzzy on my computer screen. It's jacked. Yeah, and fuzzy on my Facebook screen or my YouTube screen on my phone too. Yeah, the smoke is rolling up here in the nest. I'm trying to keep it tempered within myself by keeping it lit within myself. What else do you do? So, yeah, I'm just going to sit here for a second. Hopefully, this thing will snap back into fucking working right and just chat with the crew until I freeze up again and have to come back. But yeah, I'm probably going to, I want to get into evidence, but I'm not just going to shut my computer down and fucking restart it all the time, man. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to chat with the crew here a second. I'm going to try to get to that pick. I really want to get to that pick that I posted up on the page, and we could break it down. If it ain't going to happen now, it's going to happen tonight, God damn it. Because I really want to break that down with you, crew. Yeah, I do need an upgrade, Mel. I've had this PC right here, this Chromebook, if you will, since the start. And I do need another one. I was going to get another one, but I gave all my proceeds, my tax return money that I was going to get another one. I gave it to my grandson to look out for his well-being. So I had to put my plans on hold on upgrading. You understand. But I will be upgrading when I get the funds available to do so. That's just how it is, man. And, I want to thank you, crew, for hanging in there with me. And for you new ones out there, this is typical. When I fucking stream, I always got some fucking shit happening. And it's really aggravating because I want to bring you a really good stream and I want to bring some meltology out there. And I want to represent Melted Red Brick University, the Eagle Eye crew, as you need to be represented. And it's hard to do that when I got glitchy this, glitchy that, restart, fucking bouncing in and out. It's just really, before in my younger years, this thing would have been snapped in two by now and I would have had to get new glasses. But now that I'm getting older, kind of slowing down a little bit, doesn't mean I'm not fucking lit inside because I am. I'm just trying to fucking take things a little bit more laid back, man. Because the negativity, the stress can wear you down, man. And trying to make light of it is a lot better than freaking the fuck out and busting the goddamn thing, man. So, it is what it is, crew. We got Mr. Beast Fan up in here, Mysterial Rockhound and Fossils, Melted Inverted Realm, Melanie Moran, Sandra Boys, Drake, Mark, Our Melted Reality, Yoakum, the Tartarian Meltdown, many, many more up in here. Just a minute, crew. Yeah, this is really fucked today. This is fucked today. This one right here, this stream. It's too grainy, crew. It's too glitchy, too grainy. Hot as balls out there today. I don't know if it's the traffic and the heat, but I'm coming back 5:30 tonight. I'm going to bounce out of this one, regroup, set it back up. Bam, 5:30 tonight. And I'm going to try it again, maybe 6 o'clock, because it'll be cooler then, hopefully. But yeah, I'm not going to put you through this, man. This is very aggravating trying to bounce in and out of this, man. It's just really setting me in the wrong mindset, if you will. So Brick Love, One Love crew, tonight, 6 o'clock, I'm going to set this one up for, and I'm going to be back, and hopefully we get into some more evidence. StreamYard will be more cooperative, or whatever the case is. So Brick Love, One Love, everybody out there. I'll see you tonight.